Just a warning, this video will contain spoilers for some movies, so if you don't want those, you can skip around. I will hopefully, if I figure out how to do it, I will put the um like timestamps in the description below, and you can just go through the different sections to figure out what movie I'm talking about and whatnot. Don't look, like let the video come to you naturally. Don't spoil the video for yourself. But if you do want to avoid spoilers for a specific movie, just move on to the next section. All right, awesome, sorted. Hello everyone, it's Daniel, and you're watching Daniel Likes Movies. So while I'm busy working on another video that has to do with a movie, I wanted to get a video out because that other video is taking much longer than I thought. And yes, before you ask, it is because of my procrastination. So let's move on, shall we? Okay, thank you. But I did want to get another video out, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't want to write one, so I just want to sit here and yap. I have an idea for a video, and I've got notes for it, but I'm really just yapping off the top of my head. This video is about movies that I like that I wouldn't count as my favorites, but they would be in like, top 10 maybe. They wouldn't be like top 5 or whatever, or top 4 if you're going based on Letterboxd. So yeah, welcome to this video. It's movies that I love that I wouldn't count as my favorites. Like I said, I'm Daniel. Like I said, I like movies. Like I said, let's just get into it. But before we do, don't forget to like and subscribe. You know all that stuff. So this is in no particular order. But to start with, I would have to say Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Now, I didn't watch the first one, or at least I didn't watch it recently. I'm pretty sure I watched it like a couple of years ago when I was a kid. And then Puss in Boots 2 came out, and I was like, oh, that looks good. And friends were recommending it and whatnot. So I watched it and I enjoyed it and it was good. And then I rewatched it again last year, I think. And it was good. I enjoyed it. It's a great movie. It's flipping good animation. It's funny. It's a cool story. I like the villain. I like the wolf, there. And yeah, I enjoyed Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It was a good movie. It's like I said, good animation, cool villains, really, really cool villain. Actually, I love like I said, I love death. No, I don't love death. I love the character of Death in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish with the whistling and everything. He's very intimidating and he's very cool. And yeah, it's a great movie. Wouldn't count it as my top 4. Um, but I would count it as a probably a favorite of mine. Maybe a top 5. No, top 10. Definitely top 10. I feel like this is going to get some flack, so I want to remind people that this is in no particular order. This is just how I wrote them down and how I'm reading them out, and how I think the video will flow well. But the next one is Dune Part Two. I like Dune Part Two. I think it was good, and arguably, I would say it's on the same level or better than the first one. First one was great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the first one's bad, but like part 2 improved on the first one for me. There were some parts a little bit worse. Like it's a very common thing nowadays. A lot of movies have humor in them, and I love humor. I love laughing. It's I'm very happy to laugh. But I feel like Dune Part Two included a bit too much humor, especially with Javier Bardem's character. I feel like he was a bit more stoic and straightforward in the first one, and he was kind of a bit jokey in the second one. Um, but overall, I do think it was a better movie. I think the story was better. The writing was, I think, similar levels. Oscar Isaac wasn't in the second one, which sucks because I like Oscar Isaac. He's a cool guy, cool actor. Moon Knight, hello. But yeah, I like June Part 2. It was good. I don't know what to say. It was a good movie. I liked the fight scene in the Grey Planet. I forget what that one's called. I don't know if that was the planet of the Harkonnens or if that was just where they were fighting, but I like that. It was a cool scene. It was well shot as well. The cinematography in Dune 2 was really good. Dune 1 as well, but I think 2 was better, in my opinion. Don't don't shoot the messenger. I know I'm also sending the message, but I'm also relaying it, so don't shoot the messenger. While I'm on this train of talking about sequels, Smile 2 I really enjoyed. I liked it. I wouldn't say this would even be in my top 10, but I just like it because it's a good movie. I don't think it has to be like in my top 10 in order for me to enjoy it as much as the other ones. But I like this one, I would say, a little bit more than the first one, because the first one was scary originally watching it. But what rewatching it, obviously I know what's happening, but also kind of has a bit of diminished scares in it, and the horror is a bit less. Again, I know it's definitely because I already know what's going to happen, and it's because I'm expecting it. But that being said, Smile 2 still has some pretty good scares in it while I know what to expect. Because, it was bigger, it was better, it had bigger budgets, it had more special effects, it had like a different not different creature design, rather it had a improved creature design. The creature was bigger and it was better and it was, all of that stuff. And I just think the gorier aspects of Smile 2 are what make them, or it's what makes it scarier. I don't like gore. So I think the gorier aspects make it scary. Um, yeah, that's a movie. Again, I don't think it'd be in my top 10 because there's a lot of great movies out there, but it is one of my favorite movies in general. My favorite movies aren't based on anything like substantial, if I'm being honest with you. Like, my favorite movie is arguably worse than like the other movies on my top four. But like my favorite one is my favorite because just the vibe of it, not necessarily because of what it is or that it is better than the other ones. I hope that makes sense. While we're talking about horror movies, I would like to talk about the Babadook. Babadook. I really like this movie. Every time someone asks for a horror movie, I'm like, the Babadook. Watch the Babadook. It's a great movie. I really, really enjoy it. It is scary. It is a good story. It's good like creature design and all of that stuff. It's an overall just like good horror movie, and I like it. If you haven't watched it, please, I do recommend watching it. It's a story. It's metaphor for depression, metaphor for grief, and all that. And I really enjoy stuff like that because it's especially when it's done well, because it has to be done well. Metaphors and whatnot have to be done well in order to get me to like them. And I think this one is done particularly well because through dialogue and through hidden details. And I've watched this movie a couple times. There's still some hidden details that I've seen people talking about, like on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, and I'm like, oh, that's, you know what I mean. So it's cool. There's a lot of hidden details that it would take multiple watches to get, and the dialogue's good. Like I said, the writing's good, and it's just a good movie. But again, it is a horror, and caveat, it is rather depressing. Uh, kind of, but just if you want to watch it, don't go into the mindset like, oh, I'm gonna watch this fun movie. It's a horror and it's rather depressing. So yeah, that's that's my that's my 2 cents. It's my recommendation. It's all right. Speaking of horror, these two I'm going to mention not necessarily because they're my favorites, but because I want to talk about them and aspects of them are my favorites. These movies are The Boogeyman and No One Will Save You. My favorite aspect of The Boogeyman is the creature design. I love that creature design because it is what scares me. I hate it, but I hate it because it is so good and because it is what scares me. And the horror in that movie was done very well, in my opinion. The story was okay. There was a whole metaphor again, but that one wasn't done well. Like I was talking about, it has to be done well. In my opinion, it wasn't really done well. But I did enjoy the creature design and the horror in that. And a lot of people disagree with me, and that's fine. I know that a lot of people didn't really enjoy the movie or didn't think it was scary, but to me, it was so scary that I genuinely I put it off. Like it was one of the movies that I don't think I've ever put off a horror movie because it was too scary, and that movie I did put off. To be fair, when I was watching it, it was like starting to get sunset, so like the sun was kind of down and it was getting a bit dark, and like that time of day always has a kind of a vibe to me where it's kind of an eerie vibe where it's like it's bright but it's getting dark, so I have to stop preparing. I don't know if it's like lizard brain or my mind just works like that, but it is a creepy time of day for me. So while I was watching that movie, some creepy things were happening at that time of day. So it was just kind of like a mix, and it scared me. I think maybe if I watch it full night or full day, I won't be as scared. Again, I'll probably know what's coming. But yeah, the creature design in that movie was top tier because that is genuinely like creature designs that scare me. I think I spoke about this in my last video, 096 SCP-096 rather, like that kind of design. I'm so used to seeing SCP-096 that doesn't scare me as much anymore. But overall, that kind of like elongated limbs kind of stuff scares me, and it just plays on the fear of darkness, the boogeyman. So yeah, it was a good movie. It was a scary movie, and well, it was an okay movie, but it was a scary movie, and that's my favorite aspect of it. But the next movie that I think was good, but also kind of okay, that I had a favorite aspect of is No One Will Save You, like I said, and I think that the my favorite aspect of it is the weirdness of it. Again, okay, this one's going to contain spoilers, so skip ahead, do what you need to do. But No One Will Save You was very weird. There was no talking. Aliens were attacking. The aliens looked weird. There was a giant alien. At the end, the lady was dancing with the townspeople, and she was the one that was safe. And like, I don't, I didn't understand the movie. It was good, but in a sense that like I enjoyed seeing what was happening. It's not good that like I understood what was happening or knew what was happening or why anything was happening. There was no talking, just aliens attacking and just weird stuff happening. And then she became like friends with the aliens or one of the aliens. I don't know, but my favorite aspect of that is that it was weird. It just shows that like movies can really just be anything. You can just make a movie about anything, and yeah, sure. I think that's why we like superhero movies and whatnot. 'Cause it's just a spectacle, and we can't see that in real life. And I think, and like I like movies that are more fiction because we can't see it in real life. But that being said, it was a weird movie. It was an okay movie. But I don't want to say that 'cause it sounds mean, but it was good. But, it was. I didn't understand it, so I'm saying it's okay. I'm sure it was a good movie if you understood it. I don't know, but it was weird. My favorite aspect of it was the weirdness of it. Keeping with the weird movies, I think The Lighthouse, I'd have to say, is one of my favorites, but I wouldn't count it as a favorite. I don't know if that makes sense, but let me explain. I enjoyed the movie. The writing was good, but it was weird. Like, it was a weird movie. If you've seen it, you understand. I didn't get it. I saw a letterbox review that says it's like Prometheus told through capitalist views, and it's like, sure, sure. But it was a weird movie, but it was good. I enjoyed it. The acting was really good. Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe, they're great. They're both great actors, and they both act very well. They both acted very well together, so I enjoyed that part. I liked the aspect ratio and the cinematography and just kind of the vibe that was being set by Robert Eggers. I think it was a Robert Eggers film, but I like the vibe that was being set by him of it being like this movie from the black and white era of when lighthouse keepers were still like a thing and how they were in the movie. You know what I mean? It's a movie that's filmed nowadays. That's kind of being shown as if it was filmed back then. Obviously, with better cameras and whatnot, but no one wants to watch old timey movies now. Yeah, I would actually enjoy that. I wouldn't mind watching like a movie that's made now, but like kind of old timey, if that makes sense. Anyways, it was a weird movie. I liked it. I wouldn't count it as one of my favorites. Maybe top 10. There's a lot of movies out there, like I said, but it was just I also watched it with a friend, so it was fun to just watch and like laugh and talk about. So yeah, weird movie, good movie. I liked it. Like the vibe of it. Now, for the next movie, it was also a weird movie and maybe a horror. I don't know if you'd count this as a horror. I wouldn't. I would not. I would not count this as a horror. But I would say that it has some scary elements to it. And I'll get into that in a bit. But this movie is It's What's Inside. I think it was 2024. I think it was a Netflix film. Yeah, yeah, I think it was a Netflix film. which that's surprising. Netflix made a good movie. What? No, Netflix makes some cool stuff, but this was a weird one. Like I said, and I don't think it was a horror because it didn't really have some scary elements to it. It had some surreal elements to it, but the scariest element to me, I think, would be spoiler alert, by the way. So skip through. But I think the scariest element of it to me would be the death of my own body. You know what I mean? Like if I was in that situation and someone was using my body and they died and I didn't have a body to go back to, that would terrify me. That would be the scariest part of the movie for me. So it is kind of scary, but not in like a horror sense, and more just in like a existential sense, because it's like, oh, I am dead. Like my mind exists, but my body doesn't. So I physically have died. So it's a very existential fear as opposed to a very real, like scary, just fear. Like the boogeyman or whatever. So again, I would say that that is a favorite of mine, because I also like the metaphor of it being like people are attracted to someone. Like some people are attracted to the person that's inside the body, and some people are just attracted to the body. So there's the one scene where the two people get together, because the person in the one body has an attraction to the body, and the person in that body has an attraction to the person that's inside. You know what I mean? You have to watch the movie to understand it. I don't know if I'm explaining it well enough, but it is cool of being like, it's what's inside that matters. It's not what's on the outside. And I know that that's the name of the movie, but it's also a very unique movie, which I did appreciate and I did enjoy, because, again, movies can really just do whatever they want. Is something I've realized after watching some, and it's cool. I like that. I like the unique ones and the weird ones and the ones that tell a different story or tell a story in a weird way or tell about a weird thing. So that is also why I like this. Again, I might not say top 10. I'll have to sort out in my head, but top top 20, top 15 even maybe. Um so yeah, I liked it, and it was good, and it was weird, and let's just move on. Staying on the horror train, this next movie is the scariest, creepiest movie I have ever seen, and is one of my favorites because of that. It is La La Land. Woo! Ah! No, but La La Land's good. I like it. It's a good movie. It, rips my heart out, stomps all over it, but it's a good movie. It's very well written, and I really enjoy the performances. The performances are top notch. The music is good. I don't think I like musicals, but I started to like musicals, and I think La La Land might have been one of the first musicals I watched and liked. So, there's that as well. But it's a good movie. I actually don't know what to say about it. It is probably top five or top six. It's not like as far as top 10. Yeah, it's probably top five or top six again because of some other movies, and because of another movie I'll touch on later. But it is top five or top six. It is a really, really good movie that is really enjoyable. And if you haven't seen it yet, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Go watch it, please. It is really good. One of my favorites. Top five, top six, one of them, or a number. It's top number. Damien Chazelle. I hardly know Azelle. Whiplash is the next movie. It's also a good movie. I would say this is top 10. J.K. Simmons is brilliant in it, won an Oscar and all that. Miles Teller is also really good. I think people are always like, oh, J.K. Simmons is so good, but Miles Teller really also does a lot in the movie. So I do enjoy both performances, and the chemistry with them is really good. And I enjoy the movie. It's a good story about the something. It's a good story about something. Definitely. I don't know what. I don't know what. I enjoyed the movie for enjoying the movie. I didn't really figure out the story or the understanding behind it. I know it's about like how far would you go for your passion or your dream, or how far would you take it, or something like that. And it's good. It ends up telling that story well, rather. And yeah, that is why I enjoy it. Again, I didn't fully grasp it. Like I do understand, it's about your passion, about your dreams, how far you're willing to go, how far you're willing to take it, and all of that stuff. But it's and if I mean, hey, if that's what it means to understand it, then hey, maybe I understand it. Who knows? Who's to say? Me? Yeah, probably. I do also enjoy J.K. Simmons' character's point of view of being like, no, if you want to be good at something, if you want to push, you're gonna have to push. You can't just you don't have these great composers or writers or directors or whatever because someone was like, oh, you did a good job, even if they didn't. They have to be pushed, but also it's a very toxic and very abusive thing. You can't constantly do it to someone. There has to be a limit to what you can do, in my opinion, because sometimes it could just straight up be illegal for you to do some of the stuff. So yeah, I do understand the point of view, and it is relatively a good idea, but the way it's performed is not good, in my opinion. Not performed the way it is done by the character is not good, in my opinion, because it's just kind of, at that point, like I said, borderline illegal. So yeah, it was good. Good message, good story, and I enjoyed it. Good acting, good chemistry. Damon Chazelle, good writer. I like his movies. Well, I like those two. I don't think I've seen any of his other movies. Bringing it home with our final movie for today, it is The Prestige by my boy Chris Nolan. Christopher Nolan's one of my favorite directors. He's really good. It's great. He's a great writer and he's a great director. Writing, sometimes his writing's a bit iffy. His movies are always good, but his writing, sometimes the dialogue or the pacing or whatever, could be chalked up to the actor, could be chalked up to the scene. I don't know, but the writing is always solid. It's just some individual lines are like, yeah, that's kind of weird to say. But The Prestige is one of my favorites. Probably this is probably my top five movie. It's probably my top four, then Prestige, then La La Land, and then some of the rest. I really just like it because magic. I'm learning magic, and Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale are good at it together. I would never have thought that they would be not only in a movie together, but good in a movie together. They play really well together. And I spoke about the Prestige in my last video. It is just a good movie. It's fun to watch. It's enjoyable. It's got a good twist to it. It's got a good story to it, and it's just overall a good movie. So yeah, I'd say that that's probably my top five favorite movie. And that does count because when I'm talking about favorites, I'm talking about top four, letterboxed style. So I can talk about my fifth favorite movie. Okay, but that being said, that's all the time I have for this video. So I want to thank you for watching the video. I hope it was enjoyable for you. I just like yapping, and I'm glad I got to yap. It was very enjoyable for me. So again, I hope it was enjoyable for you too. And I hope it's enjoyable enough for you to like and subscribe, and maybe comment your favorite movie, your top four letterbox favorite movies, any movies outside of that one, a movie that you like that other people will be like, really, you like that movie? Maybe it's your top favorite movie. Maybe your favorite movie is one people be like, really, that's your favorite movie? That one? You know, comment. You don't have to comment something as specific as that, but I do like seeing comments of people from people that are like, I like this, and they're solid in liking that. Like maybe Lake Placid is your favorite movie or Downsizing, or Prince of Persia with Jake Gyllenhaal. Maybe that's your favorite movie. I don't know. I like people that are like, this is my favorite movie, and it's a weird movie. It's a different movie. Hey, and I can't knock it. Movies are made not made for everyone, but it's like anyone can enjoy what they enjoy. You know what I mean? So if your favorite movie is a bad movie to me, please comment it. And really comment anything else. I'm just, comment, tell me about movies, talk about movies, recommend some movies to me. Maybe hearing some of the movies on this list, you think, oh yeah, that reminds me of this movie, and then I don't mention that movie. You can comment it, talk about movies. I'm looking for more scary horror movies to watch. Maybe I'll make a list of, horror movies in the future. Maybe I'll make a list of other movies I like. Just comment comment something. Comment maybe your mother's maiden name, your street address, your pet's name, your credit card number, what bank you bank with. Just usual stuff, usual things that people comment. And on top of that, like and subscribe, please. Thank you so much. You've You're on YouTube, I assume you know what to do, all the calls to actions. Is it calls to actions or call to actions? Because, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, do all that jazz. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you next time. And I hope that you have a beautiful day. Whether it's morning, evening, or night when you're watching this, I hope the rest of your day goes well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.